All right, everybody, let's go over quiz 3. The first thing we want to do is connect to the internet. We have the IP address for the router. So if you remember, we're going to use the command route add default gateway IP address 192.168.1. And you can check that stuck by this command route, and it shows us the routing table. Now, this is a step that a lot of people skip, including myself, until I went over what I was doing wrong and I forgot this step. Nano /etc resolve.conf. Now we have to add the name server. 8.8.8.8. Enter. Control X in case you forget the command it's right there. Yes. Enter, because we don't want to change the name. Whoops. Ping. Let's ping google.com. Oh. Is it working? Did I mess that up? Well, when in doubt, I just go to the web browser and check if I have internet access. Aha! All right, cool, I do. That's why sometimes I don't use the ping command, because I put that in myself sometimes. Anyways, now let's see what IP addresses are on the network. Netdiscover. I'm sure we're all familiar with that. And let it do its thing. Now I'm just going through the steps just for the sake of practice. Netdiscover, right? It's going to give us the IP addresses that are on the network. So once we get those, if we needed to change the IP address of the Kali machine, we would, we'd get that information here. So in this case, I'm pretty sure the IP address that we have now should work. I have config. This should work. But just for the sake of changing it, config etho 0 204. Let's try 4. Cool. All right, now that we know the devices, let's use nmap. I use the sv command in the operating system. I want nmap to give me that information. And let's try the 202. I use the SV, right? Because I think that makes nmap try to pull out the versions of the IP address or of our target here. And the O is the operating system. Like it tries to read out the operating system. Aside from also giving us the port, so I find that command pretty helpful. Cool, looks right about done. So you see why I use the SV command? It gives us the version, and this version we know that there's that backdoor exploit. So I find that to be the easiest one, because that's what we were familiar with and what the professor showed us. Now to use it, we're going to use the command msfconsole for the metasploit tool. And it takes a good little second to pop up. Up there it is. All right, cool. Now we're going to search vsftp. And it gives us the exploit here. You can use exploit backdoor. I just copy it, paste. Because it was giving me issues on the actual quiz when I would put use and I'd input the number. It wouldn't pick it up for some reason. All right, cool. Show options, and it'll show you what we need in order to get this to work. Let me make that bigger. Oh, that kind of made it look not too great. Give me a sec. I'm trying to make it a little bit more. There you go. All right, cool. So let's set the R host. You can put host or hosts. It doesn't really matter. It'll get the job done. Now we're going to put the IP address of our target. And if we recall, 202 is our target. And let's verify that it stuck. rhost equals this sign right here tells you that it works. So you don't need to do the show options again. But, just to get that warm and fuzzy, you can show options and you can see if in case you missed it or if something mishap, if there was a mishap. The next command is run. You can use exploit, run. They both do the same thing. Cool. It looks like it worked. Let's try who am I? Not that you need to, but just in case you wanted to know. Who am I tells you what machine you are. So it tells you you're the root user. So that means we can do basically whatever we want. So let's get the shadow file. That's going to have all the hashes that we need. So the next command I want you to remember or write down in your notes is pwd. Next is going to be cd etc ls shadow cat shadow. Beforehand I added a user with the root. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. I'm sorry. These are all the hashes. Or some of them have hashes, some of them don't, but we don't care about that. We see that we want user 1, 2, and Mario. All right, cool. Ignore that file. That's the one that I made. Great. See, that was giving me issues where I wasn't letting me make a file. So I went onto the Windows text and I wanted to make a new one. I'm making a new one. So we don't need Windows text right now. All right, user one. We just saw it here. Give me a sec, my mouse is not scrolling. Aha, okay. Let's grab user 1 and 2. Should probably do it one by one, but let's see what that does. All right, cool. I like to have a space in between them. It makes it easier for me to read. All right, let's look for Mario. All right. It's right here. Alrighty. Let's save as meta I'm just gonna put m hash for the sake of keeping it short. M hash. All right, cool. Now we're going to use John, and because I'm lazy, you can find in applications, password, attacks. It does it for you basically. John. Oh. Give me a second. I'm trying to remember. When I was using John, I did something dumb. You need 2 dashes and give me a sec. I made a silly mistake and it wasn't working for me. Show, and then we want to add we wanted to read this file here, so let's do that. Desktop, because we need to tell John like where the file is and what file we want it to run. / oh, sorry about that. I got an email. Anyways, m hash, because that's where we have our hash file. This is the hashes. All right, enter, and look at that. It does the magic for us. Here's the rocket science. Originally, how I did this, I'm going to show you the issues I had. Let me copy these. Oh. Why wasn't it working? Oh. See, I had an issue because I did it all in one file. Like so. Save. All right, cool. I had this issue where I put it all in the Windows text. Windows.txt. Of course it did. Of course it doesn't do it when when I use it the second time. But the first time it wasn't getting it was only showing the administrator hash being cracked. It wasn't giving me Alice, but it also wasn't giving me the user 1, 2, and Mario. But your results may vary. Now, another, if we recall, right, crack the 5 of the users you can find, you must at least use 2 different tools. All right, cool. Let's use Ophcrack. This is that more easier. You just gotta be familiar with how to make the magic happen. All right, we're gonna go to load. We're gonna use session file, desktop, and we're gonna put the Windows text. And you see how it's picking up the rocket science here. All right, cool. Let's make it bigger. You're gonna press crack, and you're gonna see it run down here. And there you go. There's the hashes that are cracked. Here's the password: test and SWMS. Let's try the other file. Yeah, of course. I couldn't get it to work for the other ones the first time, but it did work for the admin and the Alice. But I could not get it to work with the window hashes, or I mean the hashes from Metasploit. I don't know why. Yeah, it just doesn't pick them up for some reason. But anyways, that's basically it, guys. I hope this is helpful. If I was wrong, or if you found a mistake that I've made, let me know. I'd appreciate it.